out with half and I flipped it into double. Started out with half and I flipped it into double.
Hey fam, welcome back. It's your girl Collate, this crazy girl trying to navigate this crazy life with many adventures as possible. Welcome to the first ever video podcast, and I did not disappoint. I have my very first male guest. He is the intelligent, the tall,
I'm not
the
intelligent. I don't know if intelligence is one of those things that I have, but thank you. Yes, you're saying tall,
welcome, Denver.
handsome.
Yeah, mildly handsome, the host of Break Time on Westside. He is here, Mr. Denver B.
What's up? How you guys doing? Yes, as she said, I am Sir Denver B, the host of the Break Time on Westside podcast. So yeah, Break Time on Westside. That's all split up until Westside. Westside is like joined together. Go Google that. Find me in a bunch of places. Anyway, yes.
What have I said? I've said Break Time on Westside.
Yeah.
And then?
I'm just helping people search for it better because most people do Break Time on West Side.
So you've heard it. You make
Yes.
sure. So yeah, welcome to the show. I have been obsessed with you for a long time. Not to sound stalker-ish, but yeah, I have been obsessed since your pilot episode.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I am so excited that you honored my invitation and you're here. Guys, shooting your shot can get you things. Yeah.
Did you really shoot though?
Aha! Really? Am I not the one who texted you and was like, hi, I'm Collate, you know?
But it wasn't sliding in the DMs shooting your shot. It was more of we're on like a similar group, so I'll get his number and send him a message, shoot his shot. That's more like putting like a metal ball on like on like a ground with like oil or lotion and just let it move and then just the whole way.
But I feel like I shot my shot because normally I don't talk to people like that.
Really? Damn.
It's mostly people looking for me. I'm not going to brag, but I was like, okay, this guy is in the same this guy is in the same group and I love what he's doing with his podcast. Why not have him on my show? You know? So yeah, I would say I shot my shot.
But thank you, and thank you for the love. The obsession is yours, but thank you for the love. I really appreciate it.
The obsession is mine. Okay, so you'll once you get to know me, you'll be obsessed. I promise.
Okay.
Anyway, before we get into many other topics, why did you choose the name Break Time on Westside?
Ooh, now that's a pretty interesting one. Okay, it's not too interesting. When I got can I say idea? When I decided to start the podcast, it was around the time when someone from Mdundo.com had come in to USIU, and he had wanted to work with USIU Radio, the radio station that I was with, Campus Radio. And when he was talking about podcasts, it was like, we don't need anything too long, something that's like 15 minutes maybe, because like even when you look at the length of the episodes at first, about 12 to 15, it was like, something short, something that you can listen to like while you're on a break. So that's when I was like,
break.
Okay. So when I really now decided to do it, that's when I was like, I need a name for it. And I was thinking of Break Time. I was like, okay, that should work. Then because I stay around Westlands, I was like, I could use Westlands, but at the same time, doesn't sound that good. But you know what sounds better?
Westside. Okay. Bougie.
So that's kind of how Break Time on Westside started, as like, that's probably the shortest way I can explain it to you.
And then, like, why did you want to start the podcast? Like, the reasons why you like led to now talking about all the topics that you cover: love, sex, blah blah blah. I won't get into it. You should listen.
Okay, yeah, love, sex, and relationships. Shortened. Reasons why it was that one. It's a bit of a long story, to be honest, and I know you have a lot of questions. So I'll kind of chalk it down to it was about answering two questions, and then later on, like one thought process. So like the two questions were, what happened to Denver B, the radio guy, because I was on radio, I was on campus radio, and I had been doing it for a while, and I like to believe I'd gotten pretty good at it, so I wanted to move it on to something else, and that was kind of why it was. So that's probably among the first reasons. Then there was also the question of what next. I was finishing uni at the time. I didn't know what I was gonna do next. I didn't have any concrete thing that I could carry forward, because it would be like I'd graduate and then I'd just be in the blank. Yeah, I'd be in the blank. So yeah, the podcast kind of came in. Then also because I still do have the desire to go and like work on like radio and TV very soon. I kind of thought that it would also work as a good portfolio for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, other than podcasting, what do you love doing with your free time?
Well, so there's this site called OnlyFans. I've been very interested in it.
Okay. What does it do?
I don't know, people just post up videos, pictures, and you pay for it.
You pay for it?
Yeah, like the other people pay to view your content.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, that aside, what I enjoy doing besides podcasting, I'm a bit of a series person. I'll watch a movie from time to time. I'll probably do quite a bit of YouTube. I don't know why. Like I enjoy watching a lot of the content that's fairly similar to me on YouTube. So you guys like Abba and Preach. I'll probably look at clips of Dave Chappelle. I'm a huge car enthusiast, so I'll probably be looking for car content.
Yeah, I mean, so is there something that you strongly believe in?
Well, change is inevitable.
That's true.
What's the one thing that I strongly believe in? There's a lot of things I believe in. It's just that they can't all come up right now. It's like
they're all rushing to your mind at the moment.
Yeah, so they're kind of clogged up. But yeah, I can probably say that I believe in consistency. Yeah, I believe in consistency.
That is actually very accurate. I tend to be an inconsistent person, and I don't. It's one of my flaws. I consider it one of my flaws. But hopefully, as time goes by, I will be able to
definitely
get more consistent. Especially
Definitely.
now that I have my baby as my podcast. That is.
Listen and share, and also subscribe.
So, I mean, hopefully as time goes, I'll get to understand that, yeah, Tracy, you can be now more consistent and you can do things more and more, So, yeah, we glue together. Anyway, let me not be stupid. What are your biggest goals and have you attained them?
Well, it depends. Goals on
Life.
The podcast, on like a personal level for me. Goals. Well, one, I definitely need to work on my body.
You what?
Yeah, it's like okay, can I call it a life goal? Not really. It's more of I intend on going back to the gym, working on myself, pumping some mass, adding some muscle. Then obviously I want to move my podcast to a much bigger level than it is, because it's still fairly small. I'm still fairly starting out, which is why, like I told you off camera a bit of a while back, my canvas doesn't have that much on it. So like I still want to scale it up and grow it. and possibly also help people start something of their own like that. In a sense, once I've set things up,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. That makes
Yeah,
a lot of
and,
sense. But I was also trying to tell you that with the way you are and the way you talk, I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm positive I'm not the only one who's obsessed with your voice and the way you just speak. Like, you keep refusing this, but you're so intelligent. Because there are things that you see, there are topics that you talk about, and I would have never thought about it in that way. You see, so like you give us a different kind of perspective of thinking of thinking of things in a way, So
that's kind of like what the podcast is about to a degree, because it's if I gave the same outlook as everyone else,
true.
then it's almost like stereo, because you'll hear it from here, you'll hear it from here, you'll hear it from here. And I don't think that is what people want. People want something that will probably be a little bit different and could possibly help them in a sense.
Yeah, true. That's
Actually, like
true.
if you just gave someone a different view on things, as opposed to a lot of what the society tries to push and just drive into you, I think it makes it better for them, because it helps them make like a more personal decision, a more critical decision.
True.
Because after everyone, like if everyone's saying jump and everyone's just jumping, and you don't even stop to ask why people are jumping.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we don't know if there's a giant rope that's it, or if it's like a slasher. So
yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, so sometimes it's just good to try and look at things from a different angle. That way it makes life a little bit more than just the simple black and white that most people think it is.
Yeah, true. That's very true. And is there anyone you consider your influence?
Right now, or like from back in the day? Because like
Either.
it's advanced. When I started out, I can say that I really liked. I was a huge fan of Trevor Noah and the
Oh
Daily
my
Show.
God.
So yeah, I used to listen to quite a bit of him, because like even when you look at the first set of episodes, there was this series that I used to do on Mondays called
Yeah,
Last Week
true,
was
that's
Fire,
true.
Fun, or
Yeah.
Effed. So
Yeah.
that one was inspired by Trevor Noah, and it was very news based. So that aside, so those Trevor Noah, there was the likes of Charlemagne the God, who people find controversial. A lot of people don't like him, but I like the fact that he's able to start the controversy and kind of remain relevant, even as he's
time
been
goes,
on radio and like on media for quite a number of years. He's still a recognizable name. Obviously, with that one kind of being put down, there was the likes of ideally, the likes of Andrew Schultz, because Charlemagne and Andrew Schultz do Brilliant Idiots podcast, and their content is pretty interesting. Who else? Over time, Abba and Preach kind of influenced my thought on things. That was actually towards the beginning of last year. That kind of shaped a lot of my outlook. And as time goes by, the more content creators I experience, the more they kind of contribute to my outlook on things. And that in itself, I think, will always kind of shift. And also when you listen to the podcast, it kind of shifts with them.
It's true.
Yeah, so that's kind of how it's been for me. Like, it's an evergreen process, and and I'll always pick influence from a lot of the either big players or just really, really well done players. Because like even as like Abba and Preach, at some point, once I discovered, like, okay, can I say discovered? Once I started listening to a lot more and watching a lot more Dave Chappelle, that like that pushed it onto another level as well. So he's he's probably currently my latest influence.
Nice, that's very nice. So, do you consider yourself an introvert, an extrovert, or an ambivert like me?
I'd probably say I'm a bit of an ambivert.
Yes. Finally, we have another guy over here as an ambivert.
Yeah,
Because you're both.
Yeah, because if I'm chilling at home, I like chilling at home. Like, I like my moments when I'm alone or when I'm with a small number of people and there's nothing much to it. Like, I just keep it simple. But there's times when, like, I can be in an open setting, in a social setting, and I'm having a lot of fun when you're with a lot of people and I can go and talk to different people. So it's a matter of timing. So because I know that I started out a lot of my life as like an introvert, and I became a little bit more extroverted, especially like after high school. I've kind of taken the side of the ambivert, but I could still probably be an introvert.
I mean,
guess.
yeah, it's just that, as I said, if you haven't listened to my previous episode, you should. Link in the description below.
Yeah.
So, I was talking about being an ambivert and how I've known you in the past few days, and yeah, guys, I've talked to him a little bit. I've gotten to know that you are more of like both introverted and extrovert. So welcome to the crew of being an ambivert. We should create a group. So in your podcast you talk about love, sex, and relationships. Are you single? Or rather, what's your relationship status?
Hungry.
Okay. Explain.
No, like I like food. Can I call myself? Okay, I'm not in a relationship.
Guys, he's single. He's single.
That's your answer.
He's single. Anyway, I'm not going to obsess over that. Plus, I'm single also.
If you guys would like to see me and her, do something about this, please, down in the comments, send her a message, slide into her DMs, I guess. What's your social media handle? At It's Collate?
Yes. At It's Collate.
Exactly. Go and leave your comments there. Then maybe we'll see if something happens.
Anyways, what do you look for in a lady?
Ooh, what I look for in a lady? I thought you already knew that after listening to the podcast. Like, I'm kind of almost always talking about my sickness for the thickness.
There has to be more than just physical. Or?
Well,
yeah.
if the ass is real.
Oi. Oi. Oi.
Anyways,
Men.
Alright, so
it has to be more than physical. Single.
That's what. Alright, let me explain what it is that I look for in a woman. I like them thick with a big booty. On top of I like them smart.
Okay.
Have some IQ for the both of us. Then also I like them independent. Because, well, y'all wanted equality. Pick that shit up.
Yes, we did.
And that's that.
So you've had it. In your perspective, what do you think a man should have in him when he's in a relationship?
What, besides his, sausage?
Well, duh.
Well, underwear to cover the sausage. Okay, let's see. What should a man have in a relationship? I never really think that much because, well, I'm not exactly gonna date a guy I don't play against the home team like that. I think there's a certain level of confidence that you need, loyalty, because Nairobi.
Nairobi.
Then on top of that, I think the ability to listen and also the ability to take an L. Because these women never want to back down from an argument, even though they're losing.
Okay, that's a lie. I will defend them and say that's a lie. That is a lie.
But
It's a lie. Why are you lying?
see what I told you? Perfect example.
So, are you happier single, or or in a relationship?
Ooh, that's an interesting one. That's a very interesting one. Are you happier single or in a relationship?
Yeah.
Honestly, either could be where it's at, because okay, I'll say personally for me, it's dependent on the time. When I'm single, obviously there's the cons of, sometimes you're lonely, sometimes the booty call doesn't come through. Depending on whether she called you or you called her. If she called you, you're probably, dick appointment. There's and also like when you're in a relationship, like there's that good feeling of there's someone that cares about you, that appreciates you, that thinks you're fine as hell, even though they probably don't, and they probably like something else about you.
Who hurt you? Who hurt you?
Am I not supposed to say the truth?
No, as in who hurt you?
Nobody.
You've never been in a very successful relationship whereby...
I'm talking.
No.
I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. So like, if you're in a good relationship, if you're in a good, healthy relationship, like it's an amazing thing because someone appreciates you and cares about you, and they'll most probably be your ride or die. But let me say it from a guy's point of view.
Okay.
You get into a relationship and it's like you suddenly become hotter to other women.
That's true.
And
that is true. I won't deny.
Yeah. And right after that's happened, it's like, what is it? Yeah, it's like your brain automatically alerts you to hotter girls around your area.
Oh God.
As in, it's like that Tinder location thingy. So you're walking around, then you left the house, you're a faithful guy. Then you see some babe has the maddest hips on the planet.
Oh man, oh my God.
And the worst part is she turns, she looks at you and she smiles. And then you're being asked that you shouldn't cheat, that you shouldn't hate that. Why? Where was she when I was single? And that's probably the biggest con for guys in relationships.
That's true.
That, and also depending on the girlfriend that you have, some of them can be incredible nags. Some of them can be, can I say inconsiderate? Yeah, some of y'all can be inconsiderate. Because it's like, I've had a stressful day. So baby, how was your day? And then you try talking. And then she's like, oh, okay. So anyways, Brian at work was just annoying. I just couldn't get why it was like he was acting as though even he has periods. And you're like, but my heart, like,
you haven't been with a good person, I'm telling you.
I'm not saying this because I've gone through it.
You haven't?
I'd like to think that I've had very good girlfriends.
Oh.
Because started pretty well. Then again, I don't think people start with problems, but it started pretty well. Even post relationship, I still talk to my exes and I'm pretty good with them. And I kind of understood why I broke up with each and every one of them, at least from my side, so that I can try and be a better boyfriend to the next one.
Oh, guys, he's so he's so considerate. He's so
honestly
nice. What?
I'm probably about as inconsiderate as
no,
as your tongue was when you were trying to say that. Okay, sorry.
No. Okay, so before I was saying you're very considerate. Not many guys have that thing of staying friends with their exes. I don't know, but for me, with the people I've been with,
Yeah.
not to diss them, but
You know yourselves.
it's not like I've dated all of you anyway. Yeah, so it takes kind of guts to say, but
Okay,
I mean,
true.
it's nice.
I don't think every person, or at least every ex is good to be friends with. There's some that are just bad. There's some people that are just bad. Like, also there's some exes that are pretty much gonna be sticking it to you that you left them
Moving
and
on,
they're
yeah, true.
and they were definitely an amazing pick. So I don't think all exes should be friends, but if you are in a healthy relationship and you guys get to be friends after, I don't know why it was that I read. It's either you are truly in love or there's no love there at all. So yeah, could be one or the other.
Yeah, true. Anyway, so this one is a nice one. What's your biggest pet peeve?
Oof. I think I have a bunch of them.
You have a bunch, okay.
Yeah, I think I have a bunch of pet peeves. I'd probably say right now my biggest pet peeve is time. It's actually just based off time. I don't like it when someone wastes my time. Just
Okay.
the same way I don't want to waste someone else's time. And because of that, I get really pissed off when someone wastes my time. Doesn't even say, "Oh, I'm running late," like in advance. Like I'm even going to confess, we met up fairly late. Well, later than we were supposed to have. And even as I was running late, I made sure I texted you and I was
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
"So I'm gonna be a
That's
couple
true.
of minutes
That's
late."
true.
Yeah. When someone is late, and worse still, they don't
Say anything.
say anything,
Yeah.
and even worse than that,
They don't
pick,
show up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they don't pick
exactly.
the calls or they don't show up. Like, y'all have a special spot for my fist in you. Like,
I feel
seriously.
I feel like I'm the same. Like, I was raised to be very punctual.
Yeah.
My mom had that instilled in us at a very early age. So when someone either decides to not show up, I would be pissed. Like,
Gone.
pissed. I'm telling you, people have you've never seen me angry, and people, my fellow friends and listeners have never seen me angry, and they should be happy that they've never seen me angry, because it's not pretty. It's
Okay.
not a pretty situation at all. So when you say that time is, I mean, I feel like I can say the same. Is there any other?
Well, definitely there's others, not being rude to support staff and wait staff. The regulars.
Yeah, the regular. Do you believe in soulmates, by the way?
Do
Do
I
you believe in soulmates?
Soulmates? Oof. I used to.
Used to? What happened?
The whole idea that there's a one, kind of, like, I thought about it at some point and I just figured, you know what, no, you can't have just the one.
You can. Like, you can just, like, gel together. Like,
Because
he, for me, it's a he. He's my person. Like, you just,
it's
gel.
okay if it's a she, by the way, I don't judge. Okay, let me explain my reasoning as to why it is like I stopped believing in the idea of having the one person.
Okay.
You look at a lot of people who've spoken about finding their one true love, and it looks so fine and dandy, and then you find that either the relationship broke or the marriage broke, and then they go and they find someone else, and then they gel together really well and they work together really well. Does that mean that they messed up with the one and then they found another one?
Oh,
like
yeah.
how many ones are you gonna have?
That makes sense.
Yeah. So and also you look at the likes of people who will go and get a partner and then say worst case scenario the partner passes on. Does that?
So, Denver, you are known for your intriguing voice and your English, and again, your intelligence.
Intriguing voice.
Intriguing voice.
Debatable English. I don't know. My English feels pretty regular.
Why are you lying?
No, it feels regular for me.
Yeah, for you, but not for your listeners. Because people
Really?
people are wondering, is he Kenyan? Was he born in this country? Does he speak Kiswahili? But they should speak Swahili and show these people.
Habari yako. Okay, all right, I'm Kenyan born and bred. I've been in Nairobi for most of my life. Am I Kenyan? Yes. Well, yeah. I've already answered that. Born and bred. So I don't. So probably, someone might have been thinking, probably he's not fully Kenyan and there's probably a different skin tone. I come in chocolate and only chocolate. Can I say that my English probably came as a result of cartoons when I was a kid.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I loved watching cartoons when I was
Which one
really
specifically?
Young. Well, the cartoons back in the day that were actually good cartoons, Dexter's Lab. Much as a lot of guys might not admit it, Powerpuff Girls.
Ooh, okay.
Obviously, I'm big on like comic books. Can I say comic book? Comic book heroes, yeah. So Justice League, Batman, Superman, Flash, the whole roster. Well, I became a bit more of a Marvel fan once the MCU came through. So I've been fairly big on that as well. But that one's a bit more recent. So that's kind of where my English came from. And plus, we speak in English at home. So I spoke.
For real?
Yeah, spoke English at home. I watched a ton of cartoons and I imitate the people there from time to time. So over time, like this is just how my English has been. Sio kupenda kwangu.
Group of schools.
It was just the TV. And do I speak Swa? Naongeanga saa zingine. Yeah.
Anyways, what's an experience you'll never forget?
There are many.
There are many. Wow.
There are many.
Kwani, how old are you? You're saying there are many.
No, because I try to
enjoy life.
Yeah,
okay.
Like I try to enjoy life just like most people do. Experiences I never forget. Can I even remember my first kiss? Guy.
You don't.
Let's see. It's probably just like the whole thoughts thing, there's a lot of them and they're all crowding. So,
yeah, it's on. Which one is popping? Which one is the one that's like
nothing's managed to its way through.
But which one can you like think of? You can't remember your first kiss? How? Cause it was that bad.
No, it's not about it being bad. It's just about me not remembering when it happened. Cause I still have questions on
how it happened.
Like, who did I do it? Like, if I knew when it happened, then I'd probably know who I did it with, and I'd probably tell you how the experience was.
And for me, I can even remember what I was wearing.
What? Okay.
Yeah, for real. I can literally remember the day, the time, the place, and what I was wearing. Actually, what I ate even during breakfast that day.
What? Okay. Clearly, breakfast was good, eh?
I don't want to embarrass myself, but it was when I was 17.
It's okay. As long as it happened.
Yeah, well,
there's women in their 40s who've never had a kiss before. Trust me. As long as it happened, you're good.
So yeah, but anyway, let's move on to the next one. Okay. What's something you're glad your mom doesn't know about you?
the stuff I talk about on the podcast. For now, I guess. For now. Yeah, I'm guessing at some point she'll probably end up listening to some of it. Plus, she might listen to probably 1 or 2 episodes at some point in the future just to get acquainted with what it is that I talk about. But yeah, there's a couple of things that I'll say there that I know if I played for her, she'll probably look at me like, you say such things. Did you actually say that?
Hi.
For the media, for the world to listen to, and it's gonna be on the internet forever. It's hard.
So it seems like you get along with your family. So do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get along with everyone in the house. My dad, my mom, my brother. We're all good. They're all quite supportive, and always thankful for that. So yeah, I get along quite well with my family.
That's awesome. That's actually very positive. These days, there's a bit of a tricky thing with families, but it's good.
I think it's always been there. It's just that more people are talking about it now and publicizing it. So
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Because for my family, it's going to be a story on another episode.
Dun, dun, dun.
But these days, me and my mom are like twin sisters. Kabisa. Like, I tell her everything. She knows what's going on. She knows where I am. Like, we're that secure with each other. So
Wow. Okay.
I'm very proud of it, but we weren't like this kitambo. So circumstances that you'll hear about later led us to be this close.
Is your twin sister hot? Just asking.
Yes, she is.
Actually, I'm asking for a friend.
Yes, she is. She's very gorgeous and very beautiful and very kind-hearted. Very.
Yeah.
She's just.
I'd really like to experience her heart.
Anyways, what's
I bet she has a good one.
Yeah, she does. She's the best mom I could ever ask for.
Aww.
Ever.
So sweet.
So, what's the last lie you told?
What's the last lie I told? Can I? Okay, let me think.
This one is going to be funny.
No, actually, it's not. I was on the phone. Well, was I on the phone yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Someone had called me, and I honestly looked at the phone because I was supposed to do a bit of prepping, and there was some work I was doing before I go. Actually, now that I think about it, it's technically not a lie because I was actually doing some work. So when I was talking to them later on, because I didn't pick up their phone, something I rarely ever do. So when I was talking to them, I was actually busy at the time. Lies that I've given, I try not to.
That's nice.
I'd rather feed you the truth and be straightforward about it. I can definitely sugarcoat a few things here and there, but I'm very big on the truth.
Which is rare in many people, but that's very positive. That is very positive. What's the most daring thing you've ever done?
Funny enough, I actually haven't done anything daring.
You're kidding. You're kidding.
Okay, define daring things, because daring can be as typical as going to hit on a girl, or banzai skydiving, where you like throw the parachute, then you give it a bit of time and you follow after it.
Whoa, okay. That's I don't think I can add that to my bucket list because that's insane. But daring, how can I say daring? Let me give you my example of the most daring thing I've ever done. Is let me think. Daring. I don't wanna sound like
vanilla.
Yeah. But daring, really. I would say shooting my shot. That's, I think, the most daring thing I can think of. Because I'm usually
Reserved?
very, very reserved person.
Okay.
So when the past few, actually since last year, since I turned 20, I don't know where the strength came from. I have no idea.
It's probably all in the two. It's all in the two.
But since I turned 20 last year, I guess I got that motivation to be like, Tracy, you're growing up, do things that you wouldn't have done in your past, like talk to people you would wish to talk to, talk to,
take that bucket list.
Exactly. So, perform, like, you have that bucket list for a reason, do them, like that. I feel like in the past, when I was like in my teens, I wouldn't have been like, hey, I feel you, I like you, like I want to talk to you or send a message to a guy or shoot my shot. And now these days I guess I can say I don't care. You go into a situation where you're like, it can go either way. With, you go to a guy and you're telling him, I like you. It can go with, yes, I like you too, or no, I don't feel you like that. You always, I don't know if it's just me, but I bounce back. I'm like, okay, he said no, moving on to the next thing.
Welcome to the life of being a guy. I will state for the record that that's actually really bold. You approaching, well, like, okay, nowadays there's more and more women approaching guys, but the idea of the woman approaching the guy, I think, is bold, because it's not easy for guys to do that. But we're expected to do it like
it's
nothing. No effort, none at all. So in a sense, I would say that yes, it's a pretty bold move. Not just approaching one guy, but approaching guys. I think more women should do that, because here's the thing, with guys, we'll always sort of, okay, I wouldn't say always, but we'll let you off easy most times, because most guys know what it's like to be rejected.
Exactly.
So we'll kind of let you off easy.
Exactly.
And there's probably like, I don't know, a 60-70% chance that you shooting your shot will actually work. Of course, all that information is to be taken with a pinch of salt, because obviously it depends on how fine you are. Or if there's beauty or tits. Just saying.
God.
It's always good to have a big personality.
Denver.
No, it helps. It helps. It's actually something that'll help. The more attractive you are, the more you will approach guys that will tell you yes.
Yes, I feel like yes and no. Because for me to, they always say that for ladies, before you find yourself intimate with someone, you approach someone, there's always something that has directed you to that person.
Yes.
Yes. So for me personally,
if you walk, you'll probably say the energy or
the vibe
or the aura. I don't know, because he's a Scorpio, or you'll probably say, oh well, because the moons were aligned, something like that.
Well, yeah. So I feel like at this point I would just be like, this is who I am, and if you like it, you can try. If you don't, I won't feel bad, I will walk away. That's how I am.
Which I think should be the case.
Yeah, because you're always directed to someone for a reason. Like for you, I was directed to you. But I haven't told you the story of how I bumped into your podcast. So
please, tell me, please. I want to know. Then I can go and recommend it again to more people.
It was last year at around December holidays. I had gone to my aunt's place in Bungoma, and it was during that time I was like, I need to get out of Nairobi, because it was so stuffy. The whole year had just been corona and drama.
Nairobi.
I don't even like that. The whole story of how I survived that pandemic and that whole situation of quarantine will be a whole other episode in future.
See, guys, I've gotten you 2 more episodes like that.
So I was feeling so down at that time, and I was just like, let me listen to some of the podcasts, and sometimes you're recommended to others. So I was actually cleaning my aunt's place, and I was just like walking around cleaning the place, and then I just put my phone on Bluetooth on like the speaker in the sitting room. It was just playing over and over like episodes, and then I guess it changed to now the recommended, because the episode I was listening to kind of ended, and then
from like changed, Google or like Spotify or something.
Google.
Oh, okay.
So and then it now changed to yours. I was like,
Google, Google, you been recommending me? You don't like me like that?
So when I first heard, it was each episode you were talking about, I can't remember specifically, but I think it was one of the first few episodes after your pilot. Like one of those, So I can't remember what you were talking about specifically, but I was like, okay, who's this guy?
Wait, was that soundtrack like?
Yeah.
Okay, then that was probably 2020, probably beginning to mid 2020 stuff.
Exactly. So I was just like, okay, who is this guy? And then after hearing that episode, I was like, nah, I need to find out why haven't I listened to this thing ever? Like after that I was just like, okay, now this is just awesome. And then now after that, it got me now thinking about starting my own, because I was like, if this guy can do it, and he talks about like no topic of limits, like you talk about literally anything at that time, and how you're feeling, what's your perspective on things, and you do not care what any other person will say. Because it's pre-recorded, you won't hear what other people will say, you'll hear it afterwards after you post it. So after I listened to your episode, now I started now like, I'm telling you, the whole Christmas time last year, it was just listening to you. My mom was like, what are you laughing at? Like I was just obsessed. It was just like love at first podcast.
I honestly didn't think I was that funny though.
I can't remember it was which episode, but it was love at first podcast. I was like, okay. Immediately subscribed, and I binged, listened to your like, how many episodes are there now? Almost 160.
Okay, depending on the time that you post this up. Okay, as of the time of this recording, it's 159. That's plus the pilot. Usually I don't include it. So probably by end of this week it should be at about 160. So
he's reaching 160, guys. Follow and listen, I'm telling you. So I've been listening like almost all of them, and then now when now we were added on the same group, there's actually a group for podcasters of Kenya. I was so excited to be in the same group with someone I was obsessed with. I was like, I freaked out actually when I found out that I was added on that group. The party I had in my house, I was just like, I'm part of a community, yo.
I actually just joined like a couple of weeks ago. Okay.
Not really, but when you joined, it was just like, okay, this guy, he's here. Tracy, what are you going to do? That was like at the back of my mind, and then
dun dun dun.
So it was just so awesome. Like, I am thankful for you.
Thank you
for your content, and
Thank
keep
you.
on posting. As I even reach a million episodes if possible.
Okay.
We are waiting for more, and I cannot wait to listen to more of you, and hopefully you'll also listen to me.
Yeah, I do. I actually started listening to you because, well, one, obviously I wanted to get a feel for what the podcast is about, and also, well, to kind of learn a little bit more about you. And to be honest, I don't know, like, I want to shed a tear right now. Like, Like, I didn't even think I was that good. Damn.
So I
It's
mean,
like-
I'm sure I'm not the only one who you influence. There's so many people who are like listening to you, and I'm sure they wouldn't be like posting at, hey, I like you, but I'm sure they always listen to you, and like they always keep that capice, even if it's just like a piece of advice. There's always that. I remember, Emma, they use like they quote you in a way,
I think
There's nothing better than being quoted, I'm telling you.
there was a time when someone imitated the intro of the podcast, and I was there, and I honestly didn't even know what to do. I was like, oh my goodness.
You see, so
What are these? How do you sound like me? Like, I put thought into it. You just do it.
so
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm not the only one who's obsessed, especially the ladies. I'm sure I'm not the only one because of your voice.
I definitely said that the guys liked it because, okay, I'd probably like to think that I appeal to both.
Yeah,
genders.
that's true.
Because for the ladies, I just thought that for you guys, actually knowing what us guys
Think, exactly.
you know,
It
how
works.
how we function in terms of love, sex, and relationships is something that you'd enjoy. And for guys, I said it for you. Like you wanted to say that, you wanted them to know that, and I said it for you. And I think in a sense that would probably resonate better, because I think, yes, there could be maybe a few times when I probably won't say what will resonate with every single guy.
True.
And I'd want to be corrected on that. And if there's no guy to do that, then I end up losing out, because it'll be like I'll be feeding you bad information. And if you get bad information, then you make bad decisions. So I'd also prefer if another guy kind of steps in and like is like, yo, I didn't like what you said, this and this wasn't true.
Yeah, okay.
So far I haven't gotten any, so I'd like to think I'm doing a good job.
You are.
And well, the love from the ladies, or at least in this case lady, is something that I really admire. I honestly didn't even think that girls would like what I talk about.
I'm not the only one. I am positive. If you
Well,
like, ladies, if
I'll
you
take
like
your word
him,
for it.
if you like him and you listen to him and you love his voice like I do, show the love in the comments.
Exactly. Slide into the DMs. They're always open.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, they're always open. DMs is open. And yeah, I'll make sure I leave my handles and all, so that you can either have them like here or like here. But yeah, probably in the description. Yeah, they'll probably find the handles to that.
Yeah, they will. So,
Yeah.
Demba, do you have any questions for me?
Honestly, why did you get all the questions?
I got all the questions. I know how to prep myself.
Then you clearly did a good job of it, because usually people don't ask these many questions. Like, I'm not used to having these many questions directed at me. And because I'm not used to that many questions, like, I feel like my system's been opened, and like everyone's seeing how everything works. And if you cut my arm, and you'll count the rings, and you'll know how old I am. Hard.
Ah, wow. Okay, so after all that, after answering my questions, I feel like my heart can now chill. And
Yeah,
and I feel like at this point I can say that my obsession has grown, because
wow.
yeah,
I didn't think so, but
because I've gotten to know you in a personal level.
damn it. Now imagine if all my answers were no comment. Nah, I'm good. Are you single? Yes, I'm single. Nah. All right, no comment.
But I appreciate that you've answered the questions.
You're welcome.
And I feel like now we are good friends because we've gotten to know each other.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we good. Okay. So, thank you so much for honoring my invitation and coming to the show. And
Pleasure was mine. Honestly, pleasure was mine.
as we finish, do you have any piece of advice that you'd leave with my listeners?
Damn, you usually give such good advice. I don't even know if mine's gonna work. Safe sex is great sex. So make sure you use that latex. Or P2, I guess, if latex is too much. Just I don't know, just start. Because some things are only ever really experienced, or you only ever really learn some things through experience. And always just work on trying to improve yourself all the time. I guess that's probably the easiest way that I can probably say I've kind of done the podcast, because I just started. I've always wanted to improve myself, and I'm always trying to make sure that I'm as good as the guys at the top, the guys that people will idolize and listen to, the guys who on Castbox have like the millions of subscribers with hundreds of millions of listens, the Joe Rogans and them. So yeah, that's kind of how I've always pictured it. Just go in and keep on trying to do it better. Yeah.
All right, you had it here first. Thank you so much for tuning in, and feel free to show some love by commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And if you want to join my obsession with this guy over here, you can follow him on all social media platforms on
Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Twitter's my personal one. So for those of you all that want to keep up with Break Time on Westside on IG, it is at Break Time on Westside. On Facebook, it is also at Break Time on Westside. And on Twitter, you can slide into my personal DMs at Bagaka the D. The B and the D are capital. I'm usually on IG and Twitter the most. Facebook, I'll attend to it as well. But it's usually on like a need. Can I call it a need to know? Have to basis. Yeah. But yeah, that aside, Tuesdays and Fridays by about 9 a.m. That's when the episodes are usually out. Battle of the Sexes is Tuesday. Tweet Street is Friday. And you can find it on all your major streaming platforms. If you feel like you can't find it and you've run out of places, just go on Google, search for Break Time on Westside. You will get something there.
Thank you so much for coming, and all the info you need is in the description below. Much love, guys. See you soon. Bye.